Today's video is a little bit different because it's more of an advanced skill, in my opinion. We're going to add a video within an activity. And so we're going to start out just like we would with any other activity. We're going to start out at the big green circle and go to assign an activity. Once we're in the activity area, we're going to create a new activity and then do our normal standard getting that activity ready with its name, student instructions, typed, maybe voice instructions and video instructions as well. So on this particular lesson, I had written instructions, I created voice instructions, and I also created video instructions. Now, this is video instructions for the entire project. What we're going to do today is isolate that and make video instructions for a particular slide within the show. So I'm using a page from ThinkCentral, and when I got to ThinkCentral, I needed to make that page a little bit larger. So there's a tool on the left-hand side nav bar, which will allow you to make the image a little bit bigger. By making the image a little bit bigger, when it drops into Seesaw, it'll be a little bit easier to see, and it won't have, there's a little blurriness that happens if you just snip a full page. And then we're also going to be using an extension, which is the Reflect extension by Seesaw. I love that extension. It's awesome. And so on this particular page that we're looking at, I'm going to use that Reflect extension and capture a selected area. But first, if you'll note on the right-hand side of our screen, I've already added multiple pages to the Seesaw activity. You need to have a blank page highlighted over here in order for your captured area to have a home. So if you capture this selected area and your blue outline is around this slide, for example, this slide then will be overlaid with whatever it is that you snip. So I'm going to snip a selected area and it's going to drop onto the page that I have highlighted in blue. You can see I gave you a close-up because I learned by my mistakes, and oftentimes I was overwriting whatever I had on slide number 1 because I didn't put in multiple slides. This is another example of me zooming in a little bit further before I did my snip. So I started with a very broad snip, which is ultimately going to be my instruction slide. Then I zoomed in a little for a closer view. And on the next slide, you can see I really zoomed in to grab that snip. And that snip is going to go on slide 1. It's not necessarily the order that students will see it in, but it was the order that I started in because I had my big, broad instructions on slide 3. Now, what I'm going to do is rearrange my slides. And to do that, all you have to do is click on one and drag it. And I rearranged mine so that here's the overview, and then a little bit of close-up, which is going to allow them a little more workspace. And this one, which is ultimately going to give them the most workspace. Once I have an idea of what I want to explain, then I want to duplicate that particular page. There's 3 dots in the bottom of the right-hand corner of this slide. The reason I can see those 3 dots is because of this blue outline around the slide. If I clicked on this slide, I would see the 3 dots here. Once you can see the 3 dots, you're going to have 2 choices. One is going to be duplicate, one is going to be delete, and I'm choosing duplicate because I want this slide, I want an extra one, so that I can make this into a video. Once I have that slide duplicated, you can see over here, 1 and 2 are the exact same slide, and I'm going to make a video out of slide 1. So I just click on it, and it will open up in Seesaw, giving me my normal options that I would have if I were a student. Now that I have my activity all stacked up and ready to roll, I'm going to roll right over here to my microphone, and I'm going to click once on the microphone, and immediately it's going to tell me we're recording in, well, we're started already. So I know that I'm recording because of this big red band across the top, and then I have my pause is lit up nice and red. So now what I'm doing is I'm talking to the students, and I'm going to say on page 139, in the Myers family, we're going to learn about Walter and his son, and they were talking about hanging out together. They would like to hang out together, and they thought it would be cool. Now, using these text boxes, I would like you to pick out some opinions and some facts that support why they were thinking it would be cool to hang out together. Then once you have your text boxes, you're just going to slide them right in, whether it's a fact or an opinion based on what details you're extracting. When I'm done recording, I just click over here on pause, and I think I did an okay job. I'm okay. I'm happy with it. And so now I'm just going to click up here. I'm done. Once I'm done, now this instruction is on this slide. And when the student gets to slide 2, they're going to be able to make the text box on their own and slide it into fact and opinion. Once you have your activity set, your audio is in place on slide 1. All you need to do is click on your green circle, and your activity is ready to roll. So here's my activity. I'm going to save it, and now it's in my library, and you can see on their template it's 4 slides, and actually the first slide has this play right here. And so when they go in, they can play the video on that particular slide, and it will tell them what they need to do on slide 2. You can add as many of these videos as you want. I just added 1 in my assignment today, but if you choose, you could add 3 or 4 videos within any Seesaw slide deck. Good luck. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Have a fantastic day.